Yo, welcome to Jostar Wolf Talks, and here we are with our next podcast. Well, let's say we're about to start off with the whole. Hold on, hold on.
I'm stopping it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna stop it.
We're
doing this live.
We're gonna start off talking specifically about. We're going into our concerns about next gen gaming.
Well, next gen gaming, and mostly coming from games that have already come out that have been very disappointing despite the hype, and just from how people have already have said about it, and also from things that we've seen now that we're not exactly sure that because of this current trend, we're not exactly sure of what's to come.
Well, for one, disappointment in Dark Souls 3.
Okay, yes, definitely.
That's the first thing. Now, what do you prepare to do when you play Dark Souls?
Die.
What didn't happen when we played Dark Souls 3?
Have fun.
Exactly, there's that too. But Dark Souls 3 is a huge step back in the genre because they took away what made the game what it was and decided to cater to less hardcore gamers to open up the easy accessible title for non-fans to get into the game. Now, is that a problem? Not entirely. However, when you change the fundamentals of your game, then we have an issue. Because Dark Souls 3, if you felt punished for dying, you felt pressured, you felt scared to move on. And this game, there are loads of people who are going around playing the game without dying. There's a guy who beat the game in 90 minutes.
Yep. Let me tell you about that because I was the one who saw this video and I watched an hour through because I actually didn't want to see the end game. But now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have just seen it because at this point I don't think I'm going to get Dark Souls 3. I wanted to get Dark Souls 3. I hoped it was going to be good because I played Demon Souls and Dark Souls 2. Haven't played Dark Souls 1, which I am saving up right now to get the Prepare to Die edition. But as it stands, I don't think I can get Dark Souls 3 because some YouTubers that other YouTubers that have gotten me interested in wanting to do something involving with YouTube, they kind of suck at video games, but their commentary is fantastic, right? But the thing is, they suck at video games, yet they can play Dark Souls 3, and they can do it easily.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem that we're addressing here. The fact that game companies are getting selfish, they're getting greedy. They want money. And what's the best way to get money? Expand your audience. And what's the best way to expand your audience? Cater to the ones who weren't supporting you before. And that's the problem with Dark Souls 3. It's catering to the weaker gamer, in all honesty. Mm-hmm. I don't mean to insult people who aren't hardcore gamers. That's not my intention. However, I'm not going to say that they're just top online gamers. They're not. The entire premise of this is to cater to those who aren't really into that genre or that specified type of game. They don't want to prepare to die. They just want to prepare to beat the game. Now the problem with that is you're catering to a bunch of people who aren't hardcore, correct? But Dark Souls isn't known for its narrative. So what you're going to be getting is a bunch of people who generally aren't into the series playing this game and thinking they're hardcore because they beat Dark Souls 3, which is clearly easier than all the others in the series.
Yeah, if somebody plays Dark Souls 3 and beats it, and they say they didn't have a problem with it, I'm gonna say, hey, if you didn't think that was easy, how about you take a small little step to go something harder and try Demon Souls? And I'm just gonna watch them squirm because that game is tough. That game is fucking hard. I mean, it's not in difficulty of just like strong ass enemies that will kill you in one hit all the time. It's just that it is not only just a regular Dark Souls game, but it's harder inventory management because compared to like another game where you can have infinite arrow, you can have as many arrows as you want without a weight. Everything has a weight limit, and the only way to get past that weight limit is to invest your souls into one stat, but then that stat doesn't go past 99. So you still have a set amount of weight that you can carry, which they got rid of the other games, which made the other games a lot more easy. Because I can play Dark Souls 2 without ever putting anything into my the item box thing.
Yeah, because why would you want to do that anyway? I mean, it makes your items less accessible when you need them. And it's like, oh, I have to go back and go. Honestly, I feel like that was an improvement, that particular aspect. And the only reason I say that particular thing is an improvement. However, in the first game, you can become over encumbered, so you won't be able to move fast or roll if you have too many items. However, I think it's an improvement because they already make you have to go back just to level up and stuff. To make you have to put down stuff within a box so that you could, continue on your quest. That's kind of too much. They should have boxes in multiple locations.
In Dark Souls 2, the item box was at every bonfire.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's better that way. Oh, to be honest.
Fair enough.
Because
in Demon, but
having to travel all the way back to the beginning of the game.
But I mean, what the thing is that you only had your every.
Granted, I only carry what I need.
In Demon Souls there was no optional bosses. Like you had your bonfire, and then you just went through an area trying to get through shortcuts to get to that boss, which would unlock the next bonfire or waystone. That's what they are, the waystones.
There's like this new game though. I'm so sad at it though, because I've seen so many noobs play the first 5 bosses and not die.
Yes.
It feels like they're trying to copy a Resident Evil a little bit. It's like, oh, now enemies are popping. Oh, spoilers by the way, if you haven't seen anything for the game. Enemies have these things attached to them, and when you drop into a certain amount of HP, they just turn into like some biohazard type shit from like not Final Fantasy, but Resident Evil 4 and 5. You know, the Ouroboros stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they look like. Of course, they claim they're crows or ravens or something. Mm-hmm. But they look like a giant rat worms, in my opinion.
But I think where they went wrong was that what the plan was that everybody thought was really a good idea was to combine the combat of Bloodborne into a game of like Dark Souls, which in theory is not bad, but they tried to implement not just the combat but the gameplay but a lot of the gameplay from Bloodborne as well. And even though they are both great games in their own rights, they're not the same game. You can't put two games that, even though they're similar.
Bloodborne has like no defense.
Exactly, but they also just because it had the word Dark Souls, a lot of people were expecting them to be able to still use the shield in the same way, which got their asses killed because a lot of the enemies will do some of the common enemies I've heard will do 6 attacks each. And a lot of the boss combos you can take one hit and then you're automatically staggered unless you max out that stamina. But outside of that, it's like you shouldn't even use shields unless you're doing like a speed run where you just keep it up and then you block a lot of the damage from running past enemies. I mean, looking at the speed run guy here, he has plan times, and his plan was in a minute and 40 seconds he would beat the first boss, which he pretty much did. Then he would have the second boss beat after 7 minutes 20 because there's a lot of items that he had to go pick up. Then the next one was in 19 minutes from starting the game, which by the way is from a new game, meaning no added items. He was going by a base set already from a new game. No levels except for what they got for starting a class anyways.
The fact that it wasn't New Game Plus on its own was sad.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I mean, the third boss is 24:19, but the thing is that the time between that and the previous boss being about about 17 minutes. most of that 17 minutes was him going around and getting Estus flash shards. So he can go through, because after you beat the second boss, you can get like 6 shards right off the bat. And that's all he was doing. Then the next one, then like for in like 3-minute intervals, he would be the next boss planned to kill, which he followed for a good amount of the time. It's just that a lot of the extra times has to do with him sidetracking just to grab like an extra item. But he would like know the exact, like, this was 17 days ago, so at least a week before the game was even released to the American audience. So the game was already looked in depth by somebody to know exactly where to go to perfectly perform a 90-minute speed run.
It's just like that. My problem is that the next. My problem, like, this leads into my problem with the next generation of gaming. The next generation of gaming is clearly made to cater to a bunch of people who can't get with it. That's what it seems like. And a lot of the next gen games so far have been really underwhelming. And I'm including some games from last year. For example, like Xenoblade Chronicles X. Sure, the game played great. However, Xenoblade had an amazing story, and it was mostly for the narrative and the characters. Well, in this new iteration, it focused solely on the actual gameplay itself, and almost seemed like it forgot that it was writing a narrative, and you have a silent protagonist. Your character's not even important in that game. It doesn't actually have to really do anything.
The only importance to it was actually fighting like that final boss or whatever, right?
Kinda. But in all honesty, my teammates pretty much handled the boss themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I was just throwing out healing.
So you don't have to do shit.
And then, yeah, not really. I really didn't have to do much. And another problem I have with the game is there's nothing post game. Mm-hmm. It's like they totally forgot about people who want more, and they left the game on a cliffhanger ending.
Xenoblade Chronicles X2.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's like, but it's like a lot of these games, these newer ones, they've been just kind of flat. Mm-hmm. In all honesty, and it's like they totally forget what they're supposed to try and be, and it's just like it makes me kind of sad just thinking about it.
Oh shit! I think I just realized we got Xenoblade Chronicles for the Wii. We got Xenoblade Chronicles X for the Wii U, right?
Yeah.
Xenoblade Chronicles NX for the NX.
Oh. I don't even think it's going to be called the NX when it actually comes out.
Nah. But they've been advertising it as the NX so far, so unless it's just...
But we haven't seen it yet, so probably when we actually see it, it'll probably get a new name.
The Wii 2. That sounds
They don't want to put Wii in the name.
How about...
people won't buy it. That's a fact at this point.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's also going off like it's been, we got the Xbox that's just continuously being called the Xbox with something else. And then we got the PlayStation that's always been PlayStation something, PlayStation number.
Everybody didn't buy the Wii U because speculatively, part of the reason was the fact that it was just called the Wii and people just thought it was an enhanced Wii. Mm-hmm. And that's a real big reason for why people didn't upgrade. To
be fair, it in a lot of, and not all, but in some places, it was a bigger Wii. It had an extra screen, sure, but it still has some of the same motion controls.
Well, most of the games don't use motion controls on the Wii U. Actually, most of the games, Wii U really was a different console. However, the problem was the gamepad, for one, was totally necessary for everything. And it was kind of awkward, to be honest, to get used to the gamepad. But after I did, I actually started to like it. However, it was expensive to get new controllers, and Wii remotes still took priority. However, they didn't have motion controls, unless you're doing multiplayer things.
Very true, very true. You would know a lot more about the Wii U than me because I don't own a Wii U and don't have the money for it. But yeah, things are going to be a bit different for now because I do have my job coming up that I'm going to be starting soon. So we, so it still will, still be a slow upload schedule, but I won't have as much time as I was hoping to for playing video games and recording them. So it will. Right now I'm just going to be stockpiling a lot of like Darksiders videos for now. We might not do a good too many other two-person games at the moment just because of how busy our schedules have been.
Yeah, well, at least your school semester is ending in a few
Yeah, but
weeks.
I'm also doing summer school, which starts on the beginning of June. So we'll have about 2 or 3 weeks for gaming as well, outside of our work, of course.
Oh, yeah, of course, I finally got me a new 3DS.
Oh yes.
All about that Zelda life.
Yes. We're still interested in trying to get like a PS3 capture cards because that would be wonderful because I'm trying to rely on.
Wouldn't you have to like buy it with the capture card already installed?
Not really, because apparently you can do this setup involving just like auxiliary cords that you can plug into both the PS3 and your TV or something. I'm still trying to figure out how all this works out.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, back to on topic though. It's like, all right, we got really the death of a genre in my sense because the genre. I'm saying the death of a genre. I'm not saying the death of video games, but the death of a hardcore genre where everybody is trying to cater to a brand new audience and it might not work.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. But you know what's really stepping up lately, even more than it already did, because this really did have a good uprising already. But MOBAs are really about to take the spotlight seriously.
Yeah, but the biggest thing has been because of League of Legends, which people like
Get in tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, they're like people have seen the success of League of Legends, and they're trying to get off of that. They're trying to do something similar while still trying to be their own unique thing. But at the end of the day, it's just gonna be like it's still just gonna cause a greater divide between people because it's gonna be like, oh, I enjoy this kind of MOBA, but that kind of MOBA sucks compared to this kind. It's the thing about making these different kinds of video game genres so differently is that while they are unique and they are fun, they create smaller niches of groups between people.
Well, that's every game, to be honest. It's just like how you have those Pokemon fans who are nostalgia fanboys. Red and Blue is the best game. And then you have those, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald were the best games. And then you have the people who are sensible like me, who clearly says that the 3D games are ultimately superior in every single way. Because they kind of are. I mean, it's my problem has always been with Pokemon is the fact that it never actually felt like it progressed to me. And I was like, why did it take so long for Pokemon to finally be animated?
Some Pokemon have been animated, it's just that they couldn't fully animate them because of technical difficulties, and also because, I mean,
but that's my issue that I had. It's like we could have been had 3D Pokemon. I mean, they had 3D Pokemon in N64 with all the battle coliseums, Pokemon stadiums, all of those games that you could have used models for because they had models for almost every Pokemon in 3D all the way back to N64. And N64 games were all completely animated. Honestly, Pokemon Stadium games were some of the best looking games on that console.
Yeah, but then you also but you can't exactly transfer those kind of 3D games into.
Well, I'm not saying it has to be 3D. However, it should have still had animations, in my opinion. That's the problem. Most of the games until later, most of the Pokemon were just pictures. And then they had effects come out of the pictures. and that was attacking. Or they moved the picture forward, and that was attacking. And that was my issue because I was like, I know that they could do animations because Digimon, at the same time, their games did animations. And other games just like it, other games that are Pokemon clones, because we know there are a few of those, had animations for stuff. And it was just like that's how I felt about it. That's why I said I always liked the 3D games better. When I first saw X and Y, it blew me away. I was like, you're telling me that every Pokemon that's ever existed is 3D and on this handheld.
Mm-hmm.
And I can play it online with my friends. And I can make my character. That was the icing on the cake for me, making my character, which I hope Sun and Moon brings back. Because I was mad that Oris took that away because of, nostalgia or whatever.
Yeah, I actually just want to check if there is any current Pokemon news.
For Sun and Moon?
Yes. Nintendo Batch Arcade. Their Jirachi event is due to an end on Sunday. You might want to get on that since you just bought OmegaRuby and Alpha Sapphire.
How does that event work?
You just go to a mystery gift when you load up the game. Yeah. So yeah, you should.
Did you get it?
Yeah, because it's fucking Jirachi. This is the first time Jirachi has been officially released ever since Pokemon Channel. That's an old ass game. Do you even remember Pokemon Channel?
Nope. No, I do not. Nope.
It was a GameCube game where it was pretty much you hang out with Pikachu and watch the anime. That was just about it. It was fantastic, bro.
That does sound pretty fun.
I mean, I mean, it wasn't fun by myself, or by yourself usually, unless you just wanted to watch the anime by yourself. But like with my friends, it's just like just hang out and watch the anime. But I think we already did talk about what we saw about the Magiana last time, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because well, I don't know, but I am excited to see a little bit of what they're doing because we have heard things about like the multiple forms of Zygarde.
But we finally saw it.
I mean, right now there is an episode coming into the U.S. where we finally get to see Core, Zygarde Core, and recently in USA they actually found the 10%, which is the dog form of it. So I haven't been paying attention to the anime, but I'm actually very interested to take a look at where they are occasionally. And I'm very intrigued to see how they're actually going to release the Zygarde forms and such.
Is it a movie? Because I thought the Magiana thing was going to be a movie.
The Magiana thing is the Volcanion movie.
Yeah, and I thought we saw.
Yeah, but he's
Zygarde full form. I mean,
yeah.
Gundam.
Oh yeah, 100% full form. We saw him as well. But right now it's also in the anime. So it's one of those situations where they're carrying something over from the anime into a movie. But we've gotten sidetracked again. There was another game that you wanted to talk about. I believe it went by the name of Quantum Break.
Oh no!
Now, before you go off, let me talk about what I know about Quantum Break. Is that it's a game about
fucking garbage.
It's a game about time travel, but it's very cinematic looking.
Very limited game, if I do say so myself. The game is actually quite fucking stupid, in all honesty, and it totally limits your character and everything you've been able to do throughout the game. It's like one moment you can use your powers to travel through time, right? And open a door. Next moment, this nigga cannot open a door the same way. You can't do it yourself. He comes into a gate. He's like, "Oh, I guess we gotta find another way through, huh?" Dumbass. Like literally 2 minutes ago, You just open the gate by going back in time.
It seems like they tried to implement.
It's so linear.
It seems like they're trying to implement game mechanics that completely like they made a story and then they added game mechanics and you're like, how do we fix this? We don't.
And it's like, and look, don't get me wrong, the powers and stuff, the time powers, I will admit, were actually pretty cool. Some of them, like the time bomb thing that you could do.
I haven't seen much of it except for like the beginning, which looked interesting. So I don't understand a lot of the story and such. But I honestly at the same time I cannot get over the fact of the cinematic view because it's to me if you're trying to make a cinematic light game that says you're trying to combine two genres and when it comes between movies and video games I personally do not believe you can actually choose between those. You have to go one or you have to choose between those. You have to go one or the other because they're two different forms of media. One is supposed to be interactive to tell a story, while the other is supposed to be just something that you get to experience a story just by watching it, not actually play it.
Because like that game is a TV show. 24-minute cutscenes breaking the immersion of the game. You spend more time watching the game than actually playing it. And you just feel so limited. I'm just like, well, I'm a time traveler. And my decisions don't really make much of a difference except for slight things that lead to the exact same ending.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, really? It's just such a waste of time. The game was hyped up to be an Xbox One exclusive awesome title or whatever. And this is supposed to be a system seller for the Xbox One. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not a system seller. That wouldn't make me buy that console. Mm-hmm. That game really wasn't even all that to begin with. It's just It's got a bunch of glitches. Your character will be stuck in his falling animation. Your character will clip through the wall and be stuck like that. And it's just so dumb. Sometimes you'll activate your powers and then it'll basically stop the game from actually functioning correctly. And it's just like, okay, whatever. It's all blind. Your characters are pointless. Nothing's explained. It just jumps into everything, and it's really just a big waste of time. In all honesty, it was a huge disappointment. Like, it wasn't even worth it. It's not worth $60. They're probably gonna come up with some DLC. It's not worth that either. Just don't even buy the game.
Yeah, I personally have not seen much of it, so I can't say much about it. I can only see about what I've seen. But if you feel that strongly about it, then I do respect your decision on a lot of things.
Speaking of decision on a lot of things, you decided to watch that Final Fantasy 15 anime. I haven't seen it yet, so what do you think about it?
I'm gonna be honest. I mean, he just already knows, but when I first saw the Final Fantasy 15, I was not into it because after Final Fantasy 13, that I still like the game, but I just feel like they've always still been going downhill, especially because of Lightning Returns. Like I enjoyed the first two 13 games, but 13-3 I absolutely despise and will not even touch that game. But just because of how beautiful it looked, like that was one thing that I enjoyed. But it does. But as we were talking about this in the car earlier, when we were heading back from going to the mall to grab some birthday gift for somebody, we agreed that just because a game looks great does not mean that makes it a good game. As in the case of both Quantum
graphics don't equal
of both Final Fantasy 13 and Quantum Break. But it looked fantastic, and even though I did see a good amount of the demo, I just could not get into the game. But after seeing the anime and seeing a lot more of how the main characters are like, I can see myself enjoying this, especially seeing how because like they actually like show the characters like switching out weapons and such. Like I don't know if that's like part of the gameplay, but it's very interesting on how they do that because they just like appear out of nowhere. They can throw their weapons and appear next to them. And I mean, like, I even enjoy the world because a lot of the other worlds have been like modern or futuristic with a lot of steam slash cyberpunk interest.
And a little bit of Renaissance in it.
Yeah,
covering up
but
their roots.
I mean, watching the Final Fantasy 15 anime, it looks a lot more modern world. But even though there is steampunk and cyberpunk, it's more focused on a modern world because they have a regular ass car and they go to a regular ass diner.
Did
and
you
eat
see
burgers.
that car transform into a jet?
That
was awesome.
It didn't do it in the anime.
I'm glad they went to go get some American food though.
Yeah, they just got regular ass burgers. And one thing that was hilarious was that the main character or whatever.
Noctis.
Yeah, he has
Sasuke,
his bodyguard.
Just call him Sasuke.
He also has that this Brainiac guy with him. But when they sat down to eat, Noct took his fork and he just picks off the lettuce and tomatoes and just puts it on the other guy's plate. And he's actually a picky eater. Like he's actually something that people can more relate to.
Yeah, that's the best part. They're finally making characters who are actually more realistic.
I mean, because
in the previous games, in all honesty, they chose stereotypes and archetypes to follow for characters. They never actually made a character with a realistic personality.
Yeah, I mean, I
think about it. This nigga said, "Fuck this lettuce." No.
Yeah. Yeah,
no.
I need to show you this show you the anime when it's over because
it's like if you look at the previous games, you got let's just take 13 for example, since we mentioned that already. You look at Lightning. She's apparently what 18 in the first game, right?
She looks more 20.
I thought that was her age. I thought they said on the wiki that she was 18.
I mean, but I'm saying she looks 20.
Now, like the way she was though, just totally standoffish asshole to most of the people in the group. That's just not realistic for that type of person. Well, she was a soldier, but she's barely been a soldier for what looks like a year or two.
Well, to be fair, we know girls that are from high school that were the exact same thing at that age.
So I know
to be fair,
but not anything like her. She was just a total, absolute badass character.
Yeah,
and you have Snow, who is just
yeah.
I don't even actually know what to describe him as. He's a totally unrelatable character.
Yeah.
He is that never give up stairs, I guess. But however, I've never not once seen anybody act like he was.
Yeah. And a lot of people
Zaz was a typical perverted black dude, chicken head. His literal chicken head.
Yeah. Then there was Noel, who a lot of people hate Noel, but I think he actually had the most amount of character development.
Noel?
Yeah, or
Hope.
Hope, yeah, was it Hope? Why did I say Noel? But I do believe Hope had the most character development because he went from hating Snow for killing his mother, and like you could probably understand why, but then it turns out that he was just doing it because he didn't want to accept it, and he actually accepted it. Like he actually grew up as a character. And I thought that was really cool of what they did, even though a lot of people will still hate on him for just being that. I
still don't like him though.
Yeah, I mean I can understand not liking him, but I can appreciate.
I respect his character though. I agree with that.
Yeah, I can because it was actually something more human. Like eventually, if somebody is going through a hard time, they will eventually accept it. Just that's how the 5 stages of grief go, right? And they actually go through with it for help in the best way. The other characters kind of go through it, but it's just not that they show it as well as they do with Hope, because Hope actually goes from being gloomy to more cheerful.
Real quick, what's it?
What?
Oh, okay, it automatically does it.
Yeah, he's just getting his OmegaRuby set up. But what else did I? Oh, did you hear about the outfits alone for Final Fantasy 15? How they were actually designed by somebody that was like a professional clothes designer?
Well, I can see that being the case, taking it Louis Vuitton has been using lightning to advertise a lot of their new clothes.
They actually had it so that when they were introducing the characters, like from what I heard from another podcast, that
they had a runway.
They had not exactly a runway. They were introducing characters, but you could buy. But they had models, showing off the outfits of the characters, like in real life, that you could buy for thousands of dollars.
No.
Yeah.
No. I understand that people want to cosplay those characters. I'm not paying thousands of dollars for that outfit, though.
Mm-hmm.
It does look good. I will admit it's fresh. However, I guess if you're not a Japanese boy band, you're not gonna pull that off, right?
Hey,
You're really not. So just don't even try that.
Yeah. What else do we want to talk about, though? Because I know there was more that we wouldn't want to talk. We did go a lot over our disappointments.
Well, hit us up with some of that Bravely Second info.
All right. Well, I don't want to give too much away because I know I spoil a lot of things. Like me when I tried to boot up the game so that me and Jostar could just see the beginning. It spoiled the entire Bravely Default game, like straight up. Which I do think that even if you do see it, you should at least play the game because there's a lot more to it than just the story itself. Like it's not just the story that I like; it's how they go about the story. And Bradley Second, it really was interesting because without giving too much away, like at one point in the game, you actually lose at one point, kind of like in Final Fantasy VI, you kind of lose, but not really. And in order to go back, you have to do a new game plus. And to end that new game plus, you have to do something specific in order to find the actual plot twist of the game, which is very interesting because the plot twist isn't just out of nowhere. What you have to do is something involving the mechanics of the game itself as well.
You know, I'm still salty about the spoilers though.
It don't matter.
Yeah, I know. I'm still gonna play it. I'm gonna beat Devil Survivor 2 first.
Yeah,
that one. Turn that to you.
Yeah.
So that I can get that sticker.
Yeah,
I've been trying to get for like half a year now.
Yeah, I got this sticker from when I got a Devil Survivor 2. I got like this little collector's thing that came with a couple sheets of stickers and a soundtrack disc. And he's really wanted the sticker of this one lady, but I told him he has to beat the game because the game doesn't immediately show her. You have to go through a certain part of the game to actually see her, and he has to beat that part of the game.
It's gonna happen, I promise.
It's gonna
picture when it happens.
You don't have to show a picture. I'll believe
you'll just see it.
Yeah. Because you're gonna give me the game back. That's still my game. I already paid.
I know.
I already paid DLC on that. I think. I don't even remember. Oh wait, there's Spot Pass. But yeah, there's still DLC on that. I don't care if it's free DLC. That I keep getting updates about it, even though I have all the. There's like 4 pieces of free DLC that it continuously reminds me that because it continuously cycles out, it keeps reminding me that it's out again. I don't care. I already have it all. It's still free. It's still DLC that I have.
Yeah. Well, since we got on that, the whole topic of video games, we clearly don't have too much to say about that. So let's move on to the second thing we talk about. Animu. First off, if you haven't seen the first episodes of these two anime, get on Crunchyroll or something. Yes, support Crunchyroll because it directly supports your anime. Let me real quick sidetrack.
We're not sponsored, but we can't do this.
We're not sponsored by Crunchyroll. However, this isn't about Crunchyroll. This is about anime in general. I recommend watching anime on funded sites because people spend a lot of time complaining about how anime is too short, but they're too lazy to actually support those anime. paying for stuff like Crunchyroll and stuff, or Netflix or Hulu, will directly support those anime that you like and guarantee you a second season. Just as precaution, if you like something, support it.
But
Because
if there's anybody from Crunchyroll out there, we would gladly be supporters.
I'll gladly sponsor you. I have an account. I have a paid subscription on Crunchyroll. I have had one for like 2 years. Just saying.
I did the free trial of Crunchyroll, but I didn't have money to continue. If that counts.
I just use my parents' money.
Hey. Poor college student.
Hey. But yeah, aside from that, you need to get online now and watch you some My Hero Academia, the anime based off of an awesome manga. I know everybody knows that One Punch Man hype, and it's just like, oh yeah, superhero anime is about to come out the woodwork. My Hero Academia is great. It's like have you ever seen like Ordinary Boy or something? You know, basically, Sky High.
Yeah, what we best compared that to was Sky High.
It's like basically you got a main character. He's got a little heart, and his name's Deku. He gets mad respect
Deku
for having.
What is this, Zelda?
Exactly. He has mad respect for having the name of Deku. Anyway, he has no superpowers, and basically he's training his ass off like broccoli hard in order to be as good as all the other people who have all these. But not
Saitama hard.
Oh, and the school thinks that he has superpowers. So yeah, you need to pop that up right now. Second off, you need to watch Diamond is Unbreakable, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4, because
they've actually made a Part 4.
Yeah, it's going on right now. They got like 2 episodes out, and that shit is perfect. You need to see it. It's orgasmic. You need to watch it.
I love it, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Man, they insulted his hair, and he destroyed them.
I will honestly say, I've only seen like the first episode of the first part, and I love it so much. It's fantastic.
This gentleman has woman.
Oh.
Like, pretty much. If you haven't seen it, hop on that. Now, Dragon Ball Super News. Universe 6 can eat my dick, but Hit is a boss. Hit, however you want to say his name. Hit, I'm not sure if you saw this, dropped Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta in like 5 hits in 4 minutes. He didn't even get touched by Vegeta. Hit has the ability to shortly travel through time for point-something seconds. He upgraded it. It used to start off as 0.1 seconds. But with super speed, that's a lot of time. And he basically himself can move through time at certain points. And he just dropped Vegeta. And he's clearly the best person in Universe 6 ever, because he's still fighting Super Saiyan Blue Goku, who figured out a way to fight him. And then to top it all off, Goku does the unthinkable. They actually go back to the start of Dragon Ball Z roots and pull out Kaioken in this fight. Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken.
But I thought they couldn't do Kaioken with Super Saiyan.
Apparently the nature of Super Saiyan Blue is calm, serene control over your ki. While with regular Super Saiyan, it's control rage. So it's still flaring ki. Super Saiyan Blue's ki is calm. So it completely balances out Kaioken. He had a 90% chance of failure, and if he failed even slightly, he would die. So he pulled it off, and now he went Kaioken Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. Or I'm just going to say Super Saiyan Ken for short. No, Super Saiyan Kai.
Super Saiyan Ken makes me think of Street Fighter.
Well, yeah, Super Saiyan Kai. Because Ken's already a Super Saiyan. But it's amazing. And here's the worst part. He shot a full power Kamehameha Hit in that form. And Hit blocked it with his hand. And now the next episode is coming this weekend. And we're about to see the conclusion to this fight. Because they're still going to be fighting. Hit is a boss. And Hit stated that they improved by transforming. He gets stronger simply by improvement and can improve on the spot. His stats, it's like he's leveling up in the middle of a fight in an RPG. It's like you're a level 1 fighting 100. And in the middle you level up after every time you take a hit and don't get knocked out. That's how Hit is. He was everything I wanted him to be, and the fight is fucking amazing because every other fight in the tournament was just to be honest.
But I mean, if it's going by Dragon Ball Z, the main thing of Dragon Ball Z meaning that Goku will be able to surpass any obstacle by training, then I believe that Goku will still be able to win.
Well, I think that Goku's gonna beat Hit. I can see that coming already. But however, Hit is able to become stronger than Goku. Hit, in all honesty, is actually what it seems like is the Goku of their universe.
Really?
Is what it seems like. Just like Kaba is apparently the Vegeta of their universe. Kaba? And even used Super Saiyan. I mean, Gallic Gun. Kaba, the little kid Saiyan on the other team.
Oh.
He's clearly the Vegeta of their world.
I haven't seen this Heat guy. What? How do you spell that?
Hit. H-I-T.
Oh.
Dragon Ball Super's Hit.
Hit. God damn.
He's a thug, man.
And
that's Kaioken Super Saiyan Blue.
Jesus Christ. Why isn't he purple, though? He obviously should be purple.
I actually like this effect. To be honest, it has the blue key with the red key outside of it. It's like his aura has his own aura.
I don't know why, but he makes me think like it's a combination of Cell and Namekian if they were colored purple.
That's what I thought too. Or that he could be cooler. Mm-hmm. Is that his Dokkan battle form?
Maybe. Hit card for Dragon Ball Heroes. Hit has purple blood. Is able to survive in the vacuum of space like anybody else.
Goku can.
Yeah. But couldn't Vegeta?
No.
What about when he was on that fucking asteroid?
Don't ask me. Apparently Saiyans can't breathe in space. Saiyans need oxygen for some reason.
Yeah. But he was still on that asteroid in space.
Yeah. Don't ask me again. Yet again, I have no idea how that works. Unless they're trying to say every planet in the world has oxygen.
It wasn't a
Look
planet.
Up Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken.
Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. Finally worthy of the name. Haha.
Like, look at it. That thing looks awesome. In all honesty.
That's like it's just two effects on top of each other.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But when he's in the middle of a fight, that's what it looks like when he's fighting. He basically turns purple.
Mm-hmm. So it's purple versus purple. Okay. Well then.
Like, when he pulled that thing off, first of all, my real question is, when was he actually practicing the ability to turn Kaioken into Super Saiyan Blue? Because that clearly happened off screen. And Beerus seems like he's even afraid of that.
So the question is, how much does Kaioken still have the same multiplayer as before?
Yeah, Kaioken. He's doing Kaioken times 10. Basically, what he's saying is take his Super Saiyan Blue power level and multiply that by 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
And that's amazing.
But
because originally Kaioken multiplied it by 10, it wasn't too big in comparison to Super Saiyan because of his standard power level was. So, however, Kaioken will always make you 10 times stronger than you are.
So, if I remember correctly, at one point, like the creator was like giving like a small scale of like power differences, like Super Saiyan God Goku was like 6, Beerus was a 10, and Whis was like 15 or something.
I don't know about
that. Oh, okay. So never mind on that. I was just trying to remember something.
But when I saw the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, I was happy because they finally went back. Mm-hmm. They went back to something that was in Dragon Ball Z, and they just totally they barely use it. And it's one of Goku's main techniques. It's just really cool. In all honesty.
I'm going to quickly load up to actually see if we had, because I actually haven't checked since our last episode, so I am going to see if we have had any comments about the Luffy versus Naruto, and no comments about it. That's a shame, but I mean, it's understandable.
Yeah, because we all know Luffy would beat Naruto. Like, that's not a fight.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, send a Logia fruit user over to Naruto and they can't even touch him.
Yeah. You know what was actually very incredibly stupid that I saw the other day? One of the guys from Team 4-Star actually on his own channel does a terrible fan fiction reading, right? And there's one where it was a fan fiction called Fusion versus Fusion, where they had Broly had where the guy had Broly, the guy made in a previous episode had Goku and Luffy fight Broly and killed Broly, and Broly had a son who brought Broly back, and then Broly and his son fused together, and so
that's some serious fan fiction.
So Goku and Luffy decided they should fuse together, and it was incredibly just like it was like incredibly like a standard of Dragon Ball Z. Like it was almost like Buu's. It was pretty much like the fight with Buu almost, where they were fighting, getting their ass whooped. But instead of like Vegeta coming in, fucking Zolo comes in and just starts distracting the fusion. Then they start charging up a spirit bomb. But apparently what they do is they eat the spirit bomb, inject it into their fist, and then they punch him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, the fanfiction was poorly written, but just the idea of that happening, which actually could happen, because I believe Luffy has inhaled an explosion before.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be too. It's not actually that.
And Goku's absorbed the spirit bomb before and punched Broly and killed him.
Yeah, but I mean, he like injected it into a giant jet pistol. But I mean, the best part about the animation, about the reading, was that they also made their own animation. So I'm actually going to show you this because it's actually pretty hilarious. Oh, you need your starter type. Well, how about we wait until next week and we have people and we have whoever first comments what Pokemon that you get.
I want my Jirachi though.
I know you do. I was joking, bro.
I'm going with Mudkip because Swampert was my nigga.
Actually, if I believe because this is the internet, we can actually search Pokemon starter chooser. A random Pokemon generator. So no Ubers. So we're gonna generate one Pokemon of the Hoenn region, or actually 6 Pokemon of all types. Don't give their natures. Not fully oils yet. So we're gonna generate and see which of the starters pops up first. Sceptile, you get Trico.
Oh fuck! I can't do that. I can't do it. Fine, I have to, don't I? I have to, don't I?
If you want that Jirachi.
I have to pick Trico.
Fuck, dude. It's whatever the fuck you want to do. You wanted my opinion, so I decided to do something for you. So
I mean, he does turn into a dragon now.
Grass dragon, yeah, that is very unique.
But doesn't he have a harder time in these gyms?
No, because the first one is a rock type gym. The second one is fighting type. Third one is electric. Fourth is fire.
I'm picking Trico.
And by the time you get to the fourth gym, you can in this game you can easily you easily get a water type.
But now to think about it, the only water type I liked in this game was Swampert.
No, here's the thing, bro. This is Oris. You have more Pokemon now. This ain't the same Pokédex. This ain't the same Pokédex.
Can I get Feraligatr in this game? That's my nigga right there.
You know what? I'll do you something. I'll do a solid, bruh. I'll give you a Pokemon from my own game.
You have Pokemon from your own game?
Dude, I'm a breeder. I breed Pokemon. That's one of the things I do. That's how I get my enjoyment out of the game. I also like how they make it so easy mode in the beginning because they automatically just give you their elemental moves for your starter Pokemon.
That makes sense though, because when they make me fight my rival battle,
it's still not gonna be very effective. It's not gonna be very effective still though.
Yeah, nigga, hit him with that absorb. I hit you with that special beam.
Oh.
You gon' need a sense of me.
God damn. Oh yeah, we're still doing a podcast, aren't we? Shit. What are we talking about? We are an hour in. Do we?
Sex and money.
I mean, it is an hour in. We could probably just easily call it. You want to call it? You want to call it?
Do you?
Do you?
Everybody get your Jirachis now!
This probably ain't even gonna go up until like Sunday when it's over, anyways, because of how much work I needed to get done for school.
Never mind, don't get your Jirachis.
Actually, I don't think you've actually seen this. There's like every month they actually have a different Pokemon being released, right?
Every month?
Yeah. Pokemon 20th. Because this is the Pokemon 20th year anniversary.
Wait, what Pokemon did I miss?
You missed a Mew. And
the fuck?
You missed Mew. Hey, you were the one who didn't get your Pokemon.
They haven't had a Mew event in so long.
And you missed it. I missed it too. 2 decades of Pokemon. Is it gonna show? Yeah, I don't know if it's actually gonna show up here. Pokemon 20th release. Mythical. Because these are all technically mythical Pokemon that they're releasing. They're not legendaries, they're mythicals.
Jirachi should be legendary. He has legendary stats.
No, I don't. He's weak.
The fuck you mean?
But then again, so Arceus is mythical as well. You missed Celebi and Mew. But next month, you got Darkrai. Then you got Manaphy.
Meloetta! At the end of the year? I've been waiting so long to get that bitch.
Meloetta, well, you got Darkrai next. Then there's Manaphy, Shaman,
that Keldeo
Arceus.
I already had before until
get
that bitch deleted my game.
Here's the thing. You get it back now. Actually, I think Sun and Moon should be out when it comes out, too. But then you got the Arceus, then you got Victini, which I'm hoping to get again, because I actually got when Black and White came out, if you pre-ordered it, you got a special code that allowed you to get a special Victini.
I'm actually okay with missing Celebi and Mew.
Yeah, to be honest,
because I'm a Jirachi fan, though. You saw my keychain.
Yeah, I already have a Celebi anyways, so I didn't mind missing that. And Mew, I mean, Mew is great as a collector's kind of Pokemon, but it's very impractical in battle because all it knows is like transform.
I thought it could use me first.
It can learn me first by TM, which I think was in first gen. But Mew learns every TM. Other than that, it's not really much. But then after Victini, you got the Keldeo.
Was actually a girl?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Damn. But then you got that Genesect.
So lucky.
I am actually excited for November just because of Genesect, because I've always wanted a Genesect. I don't even remember actually. I think I had gone on a break for a while when the Genesect event came out, and I did not know that the event came out, so I had missed him entirely. But other than that, yeah, I'm gonna be getting pretty much I'm gonna try to get as many of the mythical Pokemon as I can. I believe Darkrai is a GameStop code exclusive, but that doesn't matter because you get about a full month to go get it. But yeah, I think that will just wrap it up there. So you got any parting words?
What the hell should I name this thing?
Finish the podcast first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Finish the fucking podcast, bruh. Bruh. Bruh.
Sports! Oh, speaking of which, funny words about anime, Jack the Drought is still alive.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers.
Congratulations. Congratulations. You ended it on a fucking spoiler. How the fuck could you do that? How the fuck could you do that? Oh my god.
Jack the Drought.
Do not keep talking. Do not keep talking.
Spoiler alert.
Dude, no, don't.
Spoiler alert.
No, not just because of spoilers, because I don't want to hear it now. You spoiled it without consulting me with this. So therefore,
You're reading the manga.
I could have been. You don't know that anymore. It's been a week.
Yeah, but you said that you were too busy to be doing anything. Except, playing Bravely Second all night.
That wasn't all night. It was because I left it in sleep mode. I already explained this.
All day?
I wasn't doing it all day.
How many hours do you have in the game, Alex?
About 40.
That's a good amount. That's a lot. For somebody who's so busy to be able to drop 40 hours in a week.
It's called...
That's an entire day.
Dude, the thing about Bravely Second that I love, that make me love it anymore is because there's an idle game in it. An idle game meaning that you can leave the game running and you can be playing this game at the same time.
Gotcha.
So
back to my spoilers, though.
God damn it.
Jack the Drought is a guess.
Daimon or whatever.
Horty Jones.
What?
He's a Horty Jones.
The fuck does that mean?
Do you know who Horty Jones is in One Piece?
Yeah, but what the fuck do you mean by that?
He's a fishman.
Oh, okay.
Jack the Drought. The Drought is a fishman.
So?
Drought is like totally opposite of what he is.
Congratulations, you got the fucking pun.
But then he turns. But what's weird about him is the fact that he can turn into a land creature. As like some kind of land creature. But he's a fishman.
Land shark.
So can fishermen breathe underwater?
Yeah.
Holy shit! They don't need a boat. Wait a minute. How would having a devil fruit and being a fisherman actually work for you?
We'll just have to find out.
And
the next episode of Dragon Ball Luffy.
He has a Zoan fruit type, right? Yeah, he has a Zoan fruit.
Okay.
He shouldn't be able to swim then.
He can still walk on the bottom of the ocean.
I guess that means if Arlong got a devil fruit,
well, the thing
it
about
would be OP.
Well, the thing about having a devil fruit is going into water doesn't mean that you can't breathe. It means that you can't move. Because it locks your limbs up. That's what happens.
Yeah, you can't swim.
You can't move, and it locks away your powers somehow. Because like Luffy can't stretch out of water. Else that would be a bit overpowered. Just
it's funny though, because Aokiji could freeze the water.
Yeah, but he's not in the water. He's not in the water. He's on it. He's froze the water, so he gets to walk on water. He's fucking Jesus, boy.
Well, yeah, Mike, that's actually an interesting question now I think about it. If you're a fishman,
a freaky fish guy,
will having a devil fruit hinder your ability to swim still? Or would your genes as a fishman just cancel that out?
I don't know. But you know one thing that I do know? I have a spastic colon. It was taco day. Of course, it was taco day.
Go ahead, make your jokes. I've heard them all before.
And that is a great way to end it. So, like and favorite if you enjoyed. Share this to any other people that you know that will enjoy video games and anime.
YouTube,
no.
Yes?
We're not supposed to announce that.
I want YouTube money.
Yes, I know we don't want to do our jobs forever, and we actually want to follow our dreams, but sometimes people don't want to help us do that. You guys know you want to help, right?
Give us your love.
Just slap a like on there. That's all you need.
Especially the ladies.
Don't go like sexist on this.
I'm not going sexist. I'm going Sanji.
What? Technically, that's sexist. But...
No, I just
Okay,
like,
that's
like
enough.
swimming.
All right. So yeah, later. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Good.